Do you remember Ratatouille from your childhood? Do you remember what it followed? Well, Ratatouille followed Remy the rat on his journey from being separated from his colony to finding himself in Paris and deciding to go to his idol Gusteau's restaurant. And there he meets Linguini, which is later found out to be Gusteau's son. He helps him cook and bring back the reviews and attention for customers to the restaurant. But why is this relevant? Well, at the beginning of Ratatouille, Remy found out that Gusteau, his idol, passed away heartbroken, as Gusteau's restaurant lost one of its 5 stars after a scathing review by France's top critic, Anton Ego. This is the power of bad reviews. It far outweighs the power of good reviews. In fact, according to a report from Right Response AI, reviews and ratings are decisive factors for 91% of diners, with 64% focusing on reviews less than a month old. Additionally, 71% said that they changed their mind and decided not to go to a restaurant based upon a negative review. These reviews shape whether or not customers want to dine there. Therefore, reviews are a key factor in the foot traffic for your restaurant, which means it's essential that you pay attention to the reviews and consider them thoughtfully on how to improve your restaurant to raise reviews and bring in more customers. As we talked about earlier, Remy helped Linguini with the restaurant's success, and we are your Remy, coming up with your recipe for your growth, but even Remy started elsewhere. So, how did your Remy exit the rat colony and get into the kitchen? We put our focus on small businesses, the heart of communities, as we aim to make an impact in communities through assisting their locally owned steakhouses. The achieve in our name indicates our want to not just advise you, but to help you achieve your goals. Our commitment to you and your business is shown in our mission statement, which is we strive to strengthen the bonds of our clients and their customers through an analysis of weaknesses and strengths to give constructive feedback from reviews of customers to boost recurring customers and create overall happiness and harmony in communities through a common action, eating. In order to meet all of our clients' needs, we offer in-person and virtual meetings to create a flexible environment for you to decide how, when, and where you want to meet with us. Our top 3 goals consist of helping connect communities together through local establishments, providing clients with strong factual-based strategies through personalized and detailed action plans, and building authentic and meaningful connections that help local gems in the community bloom. As the restaurant's caretaker, it is important for you to know that we are here for you and your restaurant, not just to advise you, but to help you achieve your goals and fulfill your potential of being a polished gemstone in the community. I'm Naomi Parker, a consultant at Achieve Cuisine Consulting and one of the 5 founders of the Achieve Cuisine firm. I attained a double major degree in marketing and management from the University of West Georgia, where I got an internship in my junior and senior year that allowed me to have enough experience to get my first job at Texas Roadhouse. In the past 5 years, my reviews from clients have stayed at 5 stars, with most of my previous clients appreciating my strategic action plans based on SMART goals that we worked together to complete, and provide them with realistic and achievable steps to keep their rating from continuing to fall, and even boosted their rating, causing increased customer satisfaction and increased revenues within the time frame we set together. My knowledge from my previous consulting job at Texas Roadhouse helped me build my knowledge and understanding of the recipe needed to thrive in a larger setting of a restaurant, which has helped me apply it to the small business restaurants that I work with. From my career, I have learned that each part deserves care and attention because each one is an ingredient to a successful dish. Therefore, when customers are giving reviews, it is important to take them in and shift the recipe. For example, in Ratatouille, when the customers ask for something new from Linguini and Chef Skinner orders Linguini to make sweetbread a la Gusteau, which even the famous Chef Gusteau couldn't make appetizing, Remy surprised them when he guided Linguini to correct the recipe by taking the old recipe and changing the recipe up to fix it. In the end, the server came back saying the customers loved it, and for the rest of the night the special orders for Linguini were packed. So if we want to fix your recipe to success, we must understand what each section is. Spices in the recipe are the customer service. We have to get the right one where it's not too little and not too much, because either you can't taste it or it's too overpowering. Therefore, we must find the right amount and right type of customer service. The vegetables and meat, that is the main section of the recipe, are the food, delivery, and communication. And if you add in the wrong food or mix up the food, the customer can tell and the off taste stays with them even afterwards. The liquids in the recipe are the drinks, communication, and delivery. If you add sour milk or wrong proportions, they will notice. If you have a messy presentation for serving the food, the customers will notice and not want to come back to your restaurant, as they will view your brand image as not up to par or expectations. The understanding I have from my career helps me curate the perfect action plan recipe using SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely, to help you better your restaurant and make it a proactive establishment. Each ingredient of the recipe is important to control, so you can keep up your satisfaction on all fronts. Each SMART goal you create is a vision of a dish, and the recipe is the action plan. So your created plan may be different from your usual, but the new recipe will improve your restaurant's customer experience and rating, which will increase customer satisfaction and patronage. Our client is the Carrollton Chop House, a steakhouse restaurant established on April 21st, 2023. The Carrollton Chop House is located on Rome Street, Carrollton, Georgia, and has a 4.3-star rating. The restaurant's atmosphere is a highly complimented feature, along with the appetizers, specifically the fried deviled eggs and the Chop House barbecue egg rolls. A local competitor to Carrollton Chop House is Samba Loca Brazilian Steakhouse in Carrollton, Georgia. The Samba Loca is a well-reviewed steakhouse in Carrollton, Georgia that is not just a steakhouse but is also focused on Brazilian culture that is incorporated into the food in the restaurant. It is less than a minute away from the Carrollton Chop House and has a 0.1 star higher than Carrollton Chop House. It is also open throughout the day compared to the Chop House's 5 p.m. opening time. Samba Loca has a wide array Brazilian culture-related dishes, while Chop House has a classic steakhouse menu. Another competitor of Carrollton Chop House is Brothers Bar and Steakhouse. This restaurant is very similar to Carrollton Chop House, not even opening until 3 p.m., similar to Carrollton's 5 p.m. opening time, and they serve typical steakhouse foods, with their rating being a 4.5 stars, which is 0.2 stars higher than the Carrollton Chop House. One of the top strengths is mainly focused in customer service, which is friendly servers. As you can see to my right, David Capri commented, "The staff is very friendly and takes their time at each table. This one shows surface level wise that your staff is pleasant and friendly, which is one of the keys to having a great dining experience." However, David Henry's comment is much more detailed, saying, "Was busy, but were promptly seated after the hostess cleared our table. Davina served us and was an absolute treat. Such a bubbly and pleasant attitude, and made our dinner a great experience. We usually sit at a bar when we go to restaurants, but having Davina wait on us really enhanced our evening." David Henry's comment shows potential customers that they had a wonderful time because their waiter was an absolute treat with such a bubbly and pleasant attitude that made our dinner a great experience. This shows just how much quality customer service can make a good impact on customers' experiences, and why these reviews are key to entice potential customers, especially since their comment came from someone who usually sits at the bar in restaurants. The top strength with your food was praising from appetizers. Jane Henry left the review, "The barbecue egg rolls, well, my niece and I couldn't stop and ahhing and and long enough to express in real English just how delicious they were." This type of review with onomatopoeias creates a vivid imagery and a more engaging and memorable review that will catch potential customers' attention. Whereas Don't Jinx It said, "Best fried pickles and burger I ever had. Ate them so fast I couldn't even snap a picture for the review. 10 out of 10 recommending it to anyone heading toward the area." The part about eating them so fast also creates a vivid positive experience, and it being paired with a 10 out of 10 recommendation comparison versus out of 5 shows a more precise and intuitive appreciation for the appetizers. The third top strength is the atmosphere. Jay Wilson not only complimented on the food, but he also said, "I met the owner Melissa, and what a gem. Patron this place. If you are in the area, you will not be disappointed. I travel and eat out quite a bit, and this place, well, above solid. Cheers. P.S. The espresso martini was great as well. Thanks again for the wonderful hospitality. It is most appreciated." The fact that he mentioned traveling a bit and he thanked the wonderful hospitality shows that he also has had many experiences, and the wonderful hospitality shows that it was great enough to thank the restaurant, which shows it has a great atmosphere. Rodney Puckett commented, "Great bartender, great atmosphere, loved it." Although it is short, the mention of the great atmosphere and loved it shows that the atmosphere was one of the key parts of his experience that he remembered when writing the review. Whereas on the other side, for customer service's weakness, there is the inconsistent servers. Joanne Terry wrote a lengthy review with the part on servers saying, "I could go on, but more than anything, we found Michelle to be rude and dismissive. Thank God for Ania, who tried her best to take care of our food and beverage orders and provide some level of service. Needless to say, we will not be back, nor refer anyone else here. Dismissive and rude is not what you want from a waiter, as you get nowhere and their attitude ruins your night." Even with the comment on Ania trying her best, it shows a chance of having a bad waiter, which scares off potential customers with that type of Russian roulette, especially since it has had many other complaints with it. Needless to say, we will not be back or refer anyone else here. That is not something you want to hear when you're looking at a new restaurant that you might want to go to. Joanne Terry also commented, "Never more than 6 to 7 tables and still ignored our table for 2 hours." And paired with Kayleigh Fraser's review of, "Our waiter was very attentive with us," which this shows inconsistencies on waiters' attentiveness, as it is not busy and they were ignored for 2 hours, versus Kayleigh Fraser's. It causes some distrust to come and form on whether or not the waiter service is truly up to par. Inconsistent steak reviews are the main food weakness noted. In the previous strength section, the steak was commented on being good by multiple people, with Jay Wilson saying, "Most amazing filet mignon ever," but the one that we have on the screen from Valerie League saying, "Did not need steak sauce. This pairs up. Everybody knows that a good steak does not need steak sauce." However, with bad reviews like Laura Oxidine's review of 4 out of 6 of our party had to send back our meals, so we decided to just let them take it off the ticket. The New York strips and filet mignon were tough and had no flavor. They were way overpriced for the food to be this bad. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. Needing to send multiple meals back, with steaks being called tough and no flavor, contradicts good reviews and also causes doubts in potential customers, especially with the 10 out of 10 do not review. This provides yet another version of the Russian roulette in the restaurant experience. Image impairing reviews of long wait time was a common review in the section. Lee commented on bad steaks backing up the steak Russian roulette, but he also said, "Old fashions we ordered took forever. Server kept apologizing, and it wasn't busy at all," which pairs up with Joanne Terry's comment of, "Could not even make a picture of mimosas, waited 30 minutes or more," with Pat Rivera said, "Very slow service." Zach Evans reviewed that our reservation was for 6:40 and we were seated at 7:20. Bar took forever. Table red came out after the entree and we never got our salads. When going to restaurants, customers expect seating, foods, and drinks to be promptly delivered, especially when it's not busy and they made reservations. Long waits show that you do not respect the customer's time enough to tend to them in a timely manner, and can cause the customers to have a bad brand image of you in their mind. Each section that we talked about here, both good and bad, can affect your restaurant's image. Whether it's staff, food, drinks, or wait timing, each bad review causes you to lose credibility with potential customers, especially when the bad reviews are aspects talked about in the good reviews, since it causes the good reviews to lose their validation. Good nights or bad nights, each ingredient needs to be monitored so as to not get bad reviews or lose existing customers. It takes time to earn trust, but it can be as easy as one misstep to lose that trust, especially in primarily restaurant aspects like food, waiters, time, as the effort put in the shows whether you get perceived by the customers as caring or not. Opportunities you can take start off by surveying your current spot of service quality characteristics, which include empathy, tangibility of the restaurant, reliability of service, responsiveness, and assurance. You need to focus on reliability and responsiveness of service. In order to control these two parts of service quality, you need to establish standards, measure performance, compare performance to the standards, identify deviations, analyze deviations, and develop action plans to combat the deviations. Along with this, you have to motivate employees to follow these standards, as if you do not motivate them to change these bad habits, the bad habits will continue to happen. The first opportunity to combat inconsistent stakes is through the motivation theory of reinforcement theory, which changes consequences both good and bad that follow a behavior. Based on this theory, I recommend that you require all kitchen staff to attend workshops for cooking, whether you get an outside trusted certified chef or an inside trusted certified chef to lead these workshops. Following this, you get feedback from customers as these workshops are still happening, because you need the feedback that way that you can monitor it, and once it becomes stable and consistent over time, say a month, your kitchen staff will no longer be required to attend these workshops. If inconsistency pops up with certain staff working, that staff will go back to these workshops. The second recommendation is the goal setting theory, which we will use for the waiting staff. Using the same feedback passageway in the first opportunity, after you have set standards for waiting staff, you come together as a group to set specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely goals in a way that challenges staff. Why I suggest coming together is because they all need to accept it for this theory to work. So if everybody contributes, they will be motivated to try and get the goal complete. But the feedback passage is also necessary to measure whether the goal has been achieved. If you want to include positive reinforcement, you can come up with a reward for completion of a goal, like a celebration party. A specific goal I would suggest is focusing on being attentive to guests and checking in regularly with, like, a checklist. The checklist would be settling them in, bringing them complimentary bread, checking in between food delivery and during food delivery and after, and then closing out. The third opportunity is cross-training servers and bartenders to coordinate timing for making drinks and picking them up, as that is the most commented on for long wait times. The more staff work together and get to know each other's speeds of making drinks, the more efficient the process becomes of picking up drinks in between tending to customers and working on drinks between waiter pickups. Some threats that have come up is the cooking inconsistency, which has driven customers away, shown in the weakness section, where many commented not coming back to the restaurant or not recommending it to others, which doubles the loss because you lost a potential reoccurring customer and a potential new customers by word of mouth from the lost customer. The second threat is unregulated servers and bartenders, which have lost many customers, as well as the high wait time wait time paired with no waiter appearances causes customers to lose their patience, and many of them have disregarded the idea of returning and giving the restaurant another try. The third threat is competitors, specifically Samba Loca Brazilian Steakhouse. It is a threat because of the high rating and the proximity to Carrollton Chop House. Customers are likely to go to nearby competitors when they are dissatisfied with a restaurant's quality of service. Going over everything once again, strengths include friendly staff, great appetizers, wonderful atmosphere of restaurant. Weaknesses include non-attentive staff, which can also be considered inconsistencies, and steak reviews inconsistencies along with long wait time. Opportunities are as follows, but the key is you want to create and implement standards. So the following opportunities are workshops with kitchen staff, collaborative SMART goal of waiting time staff, cross-training bartenders and waiters. Threats include the inconsistent steaks and undertrained staff, along with local competitors such as the better reviewed steakhouses like Samba Loca. In conclusion, monitoring restaurant reviews and addressing the issues is key to operations. Keeping an eye on arising issues in your restaurant is a necessary and proactive step for your restaurant that should happen daily so you can recognize and fix problems as they occur so that they do not decrease your business's success. The key part of this presentation that I would stress about for you would be to improve service quality by establishing standards, measuring performances against them, and motivating employees to adhere to these standards. This can be done by creating goals or training. Please feel free to reach out to Achieve Cuisine Consulting anytime you feel you need to by calling 678-354-0123 or by emailing achievecuisine@gmail.com. You can also contact us through our website at the site link achievecuisine.com. It has been a pleasure to work with you to create the recipe to help you achieve your cuisine dreams. Thank you for this opportunity to help your restaurant. Now that you are a part of the Achievers family, we have a few things for you. First, we have a pen for you to write down your standards and team goals. And secondly, we have a clear stemless wine glass for you. Whether it's enjoyed by sitting down with a nice glass of wine or whatever choice of beverages that tickles your fancy, we hope it serves you as a reminder to continue improving your restaurant experience to make it shine like a gemstone amongst rocks. Best of wishes to you on your journey, and once again, reach out to Achieve Cuisine whenever necessary. Have a wonderful day.